When Loneliness Speaks Louder Than Faith by author Stephanie M. Seaton is now available on all major platforms.
When loneliness speaks louder than faith, speak louder. Lord, speak louder. Remind me this isn't punishment, it's preparation. Remind me you are my Father, and you love me well. Remind me you created me. You know every part of me. You know what's best for me. Remind me to keep my eyes on you, stay wrapped in a love so true. Remind me to be patient in faith, because your timing has never failed me. Remind me, oh, I'm already loved.
2027 Keeping It All Together. Becoming Who God Called Me to Be Conference. Saturday, February 27, 2027, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Ujima Socials, Dallas, Texas. This is more than an event. This is a divine gathering for women who are ready to heal, grow, be encouraged, and walk boldly in purpose. This powerful day will include dynamic speakers, a keynote message from visionary Stephanie M. Seaton, vendors, catered lunch, raffles, self-care, intimacy with the Lord, and a life-changing panel discussion. Get your tickets now.
Well, hello, and welcome to an amazing episode of the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show. Listen, I'm so glad to be back with you guys tonight. I have had some time off. I had a birthday, then I had some events, some book signings. So we've been having some pre-recorded episodes. But listen, I'm back in the studio tonight. I've got an amazing guest that I had the pleasure of meeting several months ago. And then I had the pleasure of him coming to my men's conference. So listen, tonight we are welcoming, he didn't put it on there, but I'm going to say it anyway, Elder Christopher Action Jackson. Welcome. How are you?
Great. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for being here with us tonight. We were kind of chatting a little bit before we got started. And listen, I had the opportunity to meet him at the men's conference here in June, as well as meet his son. And we were just kind of catching up on some amazing things that they've got going on. Mr. Jackson's going to be talking tonight about 2 books that he has that are life-changing books. They're going to be encouraging to all of you that are going through some things. A lot of times we don't hear the man's side of the story. And that's one of the things we were talking about, right? Is that you a lot of times don't get to hear men tell their story. We just make assumptions, right? That they're okay, or maybe that they're not affected. And so tonight we're going to be hearing some things tonight from Christopher's perspective, and then we're going to have the lines open So if you have a question, a comment, or if you just want to say hello tonight, we have a guest that's tuned in to saying hello. We are streaming tonight live on Facebook as well as on my YouTube channel. Make sure that you like, tag, and subscribe if you have not subscribed so that you can keep up with what we've got going on. All right, Mr. Christopher, you ready to jump in there?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So our very first question that I have all of my guests answer is, please tell us, who is Christopher Action Jackson?
I'm one that comes from a broken space, but is now healed. I am someone that's been made whole again. An author, a mentor, a mentee. You know, real men need other men in their lives to help.
Yeah.
I'm a father. I've had the privilege the last 3 years to really pour into my son the things that was missing.
Mm.
The book is I Don't Look Like What I've Been Through. I don't.
Yeah.
The smile is real, it's genuine, because through it all, I smiled my way through. I just recently got elevated to apostle. I'm a minister. I'm a man of faith.
Yeah.
I walk by faith. I'm a professional truck driver. I've been driving 5 years, and then soon I will be able to go do more ministry and speaking engagements to where I can help somebody else in that dark place, that they can turn them scars into a powerful testimony as mine is. So I'm just somebody that's genuine and humble. That's key.
Yeah.
I stay humble. I stay low. I stay on my face. I'm not just on my knees. I prostrate before him to get guidance. Mm-hmm. And I'm grateful to have such a village. In the book, I say it takes a village. It does. I have a great village of people that's been around me for many, many years of my life. And that's who I am. I am who God says I am. Yeah. And because he is, I am. And because he lives, I can. And then that's just a little bit about me. And that's what keeps me going daily. That's my drive. And with that, I yield it back to you, Ms. Seaton.
Love it, love it, love it. So listen, you said a lot there, very encouraging. And that's the thing, getting to the other side of what life throws at us, right?
Yes.
I say it all the time that, we have to go through a process to get to the other side. And if we're honest about it, Christopher, most people don't want to go through the process.
No.
Yeah, we don't want to go through the process. We just want the blessings. We just want the fun part. We just like, Lord, do I really have to go through this? And it's like, that's what helps you to be able to maintain when you get to the other side. And so, I know all about that. Let's kind of kick it off with talking about your first book. Okay. You kind of shared a little bit about your testimony with me about your life. Again, for those of you that are just tuning in, we are talking to author, apostle, minister, mentor, mentee, Christopher Jackson tonight, also known as Action Jackson. And tonight he is sharing his story from a couple of books that he has written, and just pouring his heart out. We want to be able to allow people to have spaces here that tell their story about real things that have happened in their life and how they got to the other side with Christ, because Christ is at the center of our story, whether we acknowledge it or not. He's always in the mix. And so I'm always honored to be able to have people come on and tell their testimony, especially when they put it in books and ministry so that they can help to reach other people. So first book, let's talk about I Don't Look Like What I've Been Through. If you can show us your book, and then just kind of talk a little bit about the inspiration behind the book, that would be amazing. Uh-oh, I think we're frozen.
Is that better? Yes.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so
this is part one.
Through. Yes, part one. Amazing.
And
yeah.
Some wounds don't show, but they shape everything.
Mm-hmm.
When I came up with that, man, it's touching, because sometimes as men, we do not say I'm hurting.
Mm-hmm.
We want to be tough. We want to be macho. And we were lied to as young men. The world and social stuff said we don't cry and we don't this and we don't that. But some wounds don't show, but they shape everything.
Yeah.
And the first book is telling the separation of my son and I.
Mm-hmm.
One moment. I'm sorry. I got a moment. Give me one moment.
Okay. So for those of you that are just tuning in, we are talking to Christopher Jackson. He is talking to us about his book, I Don't Look Like What I've Been Through, which is going to talk about a traumatic yet testimonial journey of fatherhood and a lot of, times going through struggles of parenting and co-parenting, but ultimately being able to work things out, get on one accord, and getting to the other side. And then we're going to talk to him about his follow-up book, which is part 2, and it is entitled The Other Side of Through. And so we're going to talk about that book as well. We can find both of his books on all national platforms. You'll be able to look his book up. And then he's also on Facebook, Christopher Jackson. You'll be able to find him on Facebook to contact him for speaking engagements, as well as to purchase his book or anything of that sort. His LLC is Founder Action Jackson Unlimited. So make sure to reach out to him and find out more information about how you can partner with him or collaborate with him if you're looking for a guest speaker as well. Okay. All right. I believe you're back with us.
Yes, I am. Sorry about that. Thank you. But yes, and it came from many hurts in life. As a young child, aunts, uncles passed early. Those who were mentors to me, those who helped shape me. Mm-hmm. And when I was finishing part 1, my mom died in 2017. And we were real close. Mm. And I was sharing with someone today. I remember the last conversation we had June 9th of 2017. The night before she passed. Her birthday was June 7th. She said, son, remember to always finish what you started.
Amen.
And that resonated deep to me. Mm-hmm. I was writing the book back then. I was coming from the places I had been through. And I said, Mom, I will. Mm-hmm. And not knowing that was it. So when I got back to the book of writing, I started writing it around 2010. And at that point, after a couple of years of grieving, something came to me. The Holy Spirit came to me and was like, finish what you started. And I could hear my mother's voice.
Yeah.
So I began to get back and delve back into the book.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, the pen really is my healing, my therapy.
Yeah.
So I started when my grandmother passed, and I started when uncles were passing, and I'm in high school and I'm young. So in the first part, I'm giving you that introduction, as I gave earlier, of who Chris is, the mentor, the mentee. I'm not always a leader. I need to be led sometimes. I need advice. I need the help.
Yeah.
So I said, what could I name this? And it was like, I don't look like what I've been through. You don't know my story, but everyone do have a story.
That's right.
I said, but guess what? I can tell mine, and mine may help somebody that's at this part of their journey. And then you can tell me yours, Miss Seaton, and it's going to help me at this part of my journey. But when they hear it from different forms, I said, I want them to understand they do not look like what it seems. And they can and will, with help and with practice and consistency, do what's needing to be done. So when I started finishing it up, I was hurting. I was still grieving. I was broken. And when I got to, like, I think chapter 5 or 6, let me see that title, because I put pictures in it, the whole 9. And when I got to chapter 6, I said, chapter 4, I am somebody. I began to get that war cry again within me, that lion roar. It gave me that purpose that you really don't, Chris, look like what you've been through. And what you've been through is not going to define where you're going.
I love it.
Mom may not be here. Aunts and uncles may no longer be here. The village that once helped raise you and shape you, they may no longer be here in the physical, but that spirit will drive you. And you now, Chris, are the legacy to lead others.
That's right.
Beginning with your son, Ezekiel. I said, I got to begin with him because he's going to watch me. He's heard the mother's side, the grandmother's side. Now he got to hear dad's side and see the whole picture.
That's right. That's right.
To understand that no matter what you felt in those 17 years of loneliness that we've been separated. You even don't, son, look like what you've been through. You have a story to tell. You need to say how you feel and not what someone wants you to feel. And I said, when you come to that place, son, as I'm learning and the man I'm becoming now, if I knew then what I know now, and I'll yield it back to you after I say this is my new walk in life, I wouldn't change a thing because I wouldn't be at the strength I'm in now. If I wouldn't have went through pain, I wouldn't understand what healing looks like. If it wasn't some dark hours, I wouldn't know what light really seems and how I need it. And if I really didn't have that village, people telling me to keep going, women and men that's in my life that I listened to and I took their advice. If I did not go back and tell them thank you, I couldn't be standing here with you tonight. And whoever's listening.
Wow. It's powerful.
And here we are. I don't look like what I've been through, and I yield it back to you.
I love that. That is so powerful. And, we just talked about that a few minutes ago. People want the other side, but they don't want to go through the process of getting to the other side. But that is truly where we're built. That is where we're built so that we can make it on the other side. And, that process, I've never heard the process looking good. I've never heard of it, being a beautiful process. And, in all honesty, I'm still going through a process and getting to the other side of a process. And it's not a good feeling, but I know what the promises of the Lord are, right? And I know that I'm going to get to the other side, and I'm trusting him in the process. And so that's what we have to keep in mind, is the fact that we have to trust in him regardless of what it looks like, and because it doesn't always look beautiful. Tell us, when you were going through all of these different things, you weren't spending time with your son. You were just away in your own world. Did you begin to kind of jot down things just periodically, journaling?
Yes. So I did.
Okay, journaling.
I did. Yes, ma'am. I began to just journal how I felt. I began to just journal it. I began to just say what it felt like, what feelings I was having. I wonder what he's doing. I wonder how he's feeling. I wonder what his mom is thinking. I said, I don't care about what everybody else thinking, why I'm not there. Oh, he just neglected. No, it ain't even that. I said, there's another side to this story. And I said, Lord, this is to your glory, but it is my story. How do you want me to tell it?
Ooh.
I want to be raw. I want to be genuine. I want to be real. I don't want nobody just to think, oh, he just talking. No, baby, this is what I've been through. And it ain't been easy.
Right.
We could be the strongest person in the world, done won all kind of accolades for the strongest man or woman, but spiritually, mentally, I was broken.
Oh yeah. Oh, I get it.
I was tore up.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is where I need that support the most, but where do I begin? And I'm like, you know what? Let me get this out of me so I can even become stronger and better. Yeah. And that's how I did it.
You know, writing has also been my place of healing and therapy as well. You know, I say it all the time. I used to pay a therapist. And when I started writing books, my computer became my therapist. I know a lot of people that find therapy in writing and being able to release on the paper and knowing that you're going to be helping and assisting somebody else in their healing process. So that is definitely not the first time I have heard that. Christopher, we're going to talk about your second book, The Other Side of Through. And we want to kind of know what new information you have included in your second book. If you're available to tell us about your second book, The Other Side of Through.
Yes. The other side of through, man, I'm glad you asked that, Miss Seaton, minister. Whoa, I got to the point of I don't look like what I've been through. And I said, what are we going to do now, Chris? What are we going to do now?
Yeah.
And
I think your screen is frozen.
It was going to do something crazy. Is that better? I'm sorry about that. So I said, what are we going to do now? And he said, talk about the other side. So wow, it's touching to me still. At this time, my son is back. He's in my life now after 17 years. It's 2023. And I'm sitting there and we're going through our bumping of heads, as I told you at the men's conference.
Yeah.
We're bumping heads and he's asking the whys and where were you and what they said and how they talked about you. And they told me I didn't have a dad. And, that hurts.
Yeah. We're having a little bit of technical difficulty.
Yeah, I'm about to be in a better area now. Yeah, I'm over in Indiana where those storms hit. So it's kind of been some
flooding.
Yes. I'm over here. I had to deliver over here today and everything. And yes, y'all, if y'all didn't hear earlier, I'm a professional truck driver as well as part of some of the work that I do. And so I was writing the finishing touches of part one. And my son said, Dad, what is that? And I began to walk him through some of the pages. And he began to cry and I began to cry. And I said, it's okay to cry. Real men cry. They lied to us. And I'm going to tell you my mistakes so you'll understand my purpose.
Yeah.
And he said, what is that book title? And I said, it's The Other Side of Through. I said, now they need to know how I'm this strong. He calls me a hero to him. And he said, Dad, you're strong and you can do so many different things at once. And you don't let a lot of people's words get to you. I want a forehead like that. I said, the Lord said in the word in Jeremiah, he would make his forehead like flint. And I said, I had to ask for that because it hurts.
Oh, yeah. Listen.
And I said, son, yes, ma'am.
Your son is tuned in. And I think he's second that you're in Indiana. He says, yes, he is. So just wanted to let you know he is tuned in with us as we are.
Great.
All right.
Thank you, son. I thank you for being in.
All right. I just wanted to know he was watching.
Great. And I was just like, okay, the other side of through. And as I begin to, man, it's emotional, y'all. Give me a second. As I begin to go on this other side, I'm like, you're here. You're an answered prayer. My brother was returned. Me and him had a harsh and strained relationship over 20 years. Mm-hmm. And when mom died, it got uglier because he felt alone and he didn't know how to reach out to me and he didn't know what to say to me or what to do. He felt like he did something wrong, not understanding everything I had to go to the East Coast and face. Prison time and facing lies and getting through it and doing this and doing that. I had to do what God had I had to go through and do at that moment.
Yeah. So
when I wrote part 2, the other side of through to this, wow. I got to go to it. As the chapters was unfolding, Minister Seaton, man, it healed me. It began to change my whole perspective on life of an inmate on death row or someone that had been raped or molested. It made me to really understand a person's story from their shoes.
Yeah.
And I heard something the other day that really resonated with me as I was watching a show. Mm-hmm. And they said trauma can make a person do something they never in their lifetime ever thought they would ever do because of the hurt and the pain. Yeah,
it's true.
So when the other side of through, this is the part 2 came through. Mm-hmm. And I said, every scar tells a story and every story has a purpose.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, I went through. Yes, I've been through things in life and things still gonna come. Yes, but trouble don't last always.
There you go. Yeah.
The storm don't always stay.
Yeah.
The sun does break through. Mm-hmm. And that helped me in my prison terms. That helped me when I went to jail. That helped me when I came out here in the face that I was overqualified and underemployed.
Yeah.
When they couldn't hire you, they couldn't tell you they couldn't hire you because you knew too much. Or they couldn't tell you had too many things on your resume. They'll make up a way of why they couldn't. Or they see a background of a criminal background likely. Oh, well, we don't know. Well, be honest with me. Yeah. You act like you ain't never done anything or been through anything, you know?
Yeah.
And so the other side of through, what it does, it tells the story from healing, from being made whole. And one of the chapters, chapter 1, is the shift. I started with that because I had to shift out of all the pain and everything I had been through.
Yeah.
And shift into the purpose that I could see ahead of me now.
Yeah.
And all the people that were doing so much, rooting me on in Muskogee, Oklahoma, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the Carolinas, North and South Carolina, in Georgia. So many people were rooting for me because they knew some of the story, but not all.
Yeah.
And they knew I was going hard because I meant and mean everything I say.
Yeah.
Because I want to see not only me make it, but someone else as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how I got to the other side of through.
Yeah. Wow. So again, we are talking about both of his books. If you can hold both of your books up, Christopher, we are talking about both of his books. I Don't Look Like What I've Been Through. And then The Other Side of Through. Wow. And where can people find your books? I imagine on all major platforms.
They're on all major platforms. Barnes & Noble, and I'm on KDP, which is Amazon. We're working on my website. It'll be ready by the end of the week. My team has it almost complete. So I will be able to get it out there on all the platforms, even on the ones that I share with you. So they can go ahead and come on. We got shirts. Since you last seen me, Minister Seaton, they've made shirts and of statements I've made over life. He's getting them trademarked. One of them is redeemed.
Okay. Very good.
Just redeemed.
Yeah.
And another shirt says, you know, I'm just a vessel.
Yeah.
I don't carry all those titles to act like I'm this and that. I just tell people I'm just a vessel fit for the master's use. That's it. Yeah. I'm just a vessel.
Yeah.
I'm just a vessel, you know, and that's it. That's it. We're just vessels, you know, and that's just kind of how I live. Yeah. Humble.
Yeah.
You know, this story ain't easy. I mean, anytime you're telling a story from your hurt, it's not going to be easy.
No, it's not going to be easy. Yeah.
And when you're honest with yourself, if that's anybody listening, as I become honest with myself, that these things happened. Yes, they did. Did I like them? No, I did not. But this other side, I'm beginning to enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm beginning to understand I had to go through these things.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. They did happen to me. They came at me, but I had to go through it. I had to make it through for my son and myself.
Yeah.
I had to. I had no other format. I hear women say it all the time, you know, for my children. Well, baby, the men, we think the same way. Real men, great men. But some men are broken because of how they were raised.
Right.
I was raised by a phenomenal group of women and men in my life, a village, uncles, aunts, my mom. They were some powerful, strong, and very spiritual people that taught me some very powerful morals. And they have stuck with me and will stick with me to the day I go lay to rest.
Yeah.
Because that's what helps me get through.
That's right.
Any tough time.
Yeah.
And with that, I yield it back to you.
Yeah, that makes a difference. And, you know, a lot of things have changed between when we were being raised and the times that we're living in now, but some things are just still required. And that is in teaching resistance in Christ and teaching the word of God to our children to make sure that they have that strong foundation. Because when we're not there, they need to know who he is. And that is the Lord, you know. All the time I have two sons. I have a 31-year-old son, and then I have my 11-year-old son, and I can't be with them at all times. But I do know who is with them at all times.
Yes.
And so we have to teach them to trust and depend on the Lord. And you know, what we really have to do, which is that tough part for us as parents, and I'm sure this is what you had to do when you were separated from your son, is we have to turn our kids back over to the Lord.
Yeah.
We have to
turn I agree.
them over to the Lord, because we know he can be there with them at all times. He knows everything, what's ahead, what's coming. And so we have to do that. Let me ask you this. What do you hope readers understand about the journey behind your book project?
That whether it's writing, arts, artwork, dancing, singing, worshiping, praising, create crafts, whatever is your piece.
Yeah.
That place where you can just get back to a stability.
Yeah.
That is where you can start to heal and be made whole again.
Yeah.
That you can see for yourself. You don't look like what you've been through. And there is another side to through. And then eventually that could even make financial barak or baruka in the Hebrew blessings to you and I. Yeah. Because you can use it to help another. Because our testimony helps others.
That's right.
Through tough times. We don't know who we're going to touch. And that was the whole purpose of me doing this. I want to touch one. And I touched my son, not even knowing it.
Yeah.
He finally told me, Dad, that's for me. And I just cried like a baby because I'm like, son, I was just for whoever reads it. But thank you that you understand now your father's point of view.
Oh, that's amazing. And that's,
and I said, yes, ma'am.
I was just saying that is amazing when we, do things in life where we can touch our kids and they can see that, we're doing something so that they can see, because in our children's eyes, we want to be great. We want them to be able to look at us and think, my parents are doing something good and positive. We don't want that story to be that, oh, my parents were, and it be negative. We want to leave a positive impact in the lives of our kids. And so when I hear something like that is beautiful, beautiful. You've experienced all kinds of seasons of rejection. We've talked about hardship. We've talked about loss. We've talking about just having to pretty much rebuild your life. Just start your life over from scratch, if you would.
Yes.
What was the turning point? If you had to put your finger on it, what was the turning point that helped you to move from just being in survival mode to actually discovering your purpose?
5 years ago, her name is Sharon Twaddle. It's a whole group of people in the area in South Carolina. Okay. And Sharon said to me, she said, I was working at a warehouse, and she said, I've been there almost 2 years, and she was like, I had moved her son from Seattle, Washington to Charleston, South Carolina. That's where I live.
Okay.
And they asked me to come, and a good friend of ours, mutual, Mr. Woody, said, Chris used to drive trucks in the United States Marine Corps. He can do it. And he thought of me, and I was able to take off a couple of days and go do that and make a little money.
Yeah.
And I'm standing behind the counter one day, and she makes a phone call and said, what are you doing when you get off? And I said, really, I ain't got a lot of plans. She said, can I talk to you about something? Can I come and pick you up? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, there's a truck driving school at Millermont Technical College. And I was wondering, did you ever thought about going and doing it again? And I said, you know what? My brother and his wife been telling me, another brother from another mother, my spiritual family. It's a big group of us. The blood bought, the blood washed. And I said, they've been asking me, why haven't I done it yet? I said, I'll think about it. Let's go take a look. So we go to Millermont, and long story short, it was so crazy. I mean, it was crazy how it went. But when God is in it, it's going to go crazy, sporadic. So we go in there just to take a tour that day. And before we could talk to the advisor, a classroom opened a spot. She put the $2,500 card on the table and said, what's stopping you from starting again?
Oh, wow.
I cried like a baby because I was like, what? She said, I believe in you.
Wow. My God.
And my husband and my family and all your family around you.
Yeah.
Why don't you go do that again?
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
I said, wow, you will do that for me. She said, am I joking? She said, well, we need to do the sign.
Wow. This
was a Thursday. Monday morning I started. Well, Monday afternoon, because I was still working. I started the class.
My God. Yeah, that's when he's all in it. Yeah.
And I never looked back.
Yeah.
I got in this truck and I said, why am I out here, Lord? He said, because you need to get to yourself so I can bring you back.
Oh, my
squared
God.
For yourself. And I said, wow.
Because
and I'm like, here I am.
Yeah, you're out there on the road. It's just you and him. When you're out there on the road, it's you and him. And he has your attention. Yeah. Wow. That is amazing.
And it just books, more books is coming forth. So working on this project. Jackson Unlimited LLC. She helped me get it started. C. Jackson Movers LLC. Now I've been elevated to apostle. Christopher D. Jackson Ministries is bringing forth in 27. Speaking engagements are opening. Platforms are being set.
Yeah.
The other side of through. Minister Seaton, the other side of through. But I had to endure and go through it and learn the lessons.
Yeah.
Life was telling me to learn.
Yeah.
How to be resilient.
Yeah.
How to face rejection and understand 20 closed doors, 21 gotta open.
It just takes
when it's in his timing and his plan for me, because I'm mature enough.
Yeah.
I'm humble enough now. He has my undivided attention now that I can do it, and I can do it to the excellence that Yahweh, that God is wanting me to do it in, even though it's my life story.
Yeah.
Even as though it's some of the things I faced.
Yeah.
I wasn't alone.
Yeah.
I want them to understand you're not alone.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing, 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 powerful testimony. We have been talking tonight with Christopher Action Jackson. And as you've heard tonight, he's got 2 very inspirational books. I Don't Look Like What I've Been Through, and The Other Side of Through, where he is sharing his testimony of trials and tribulations, but getting to the other side, rebuilding his life and building a relationship with his son after 17 years. Make sure that you take a look at his platform online. If you are interested in partnering with him or getting a copy of his books, make sure to check him out so that you can get copies of his books as well. As we get ready to come to a close tonight, I've got two questions. One of them, what do you say to someone who feels like their past has disqualified them from a successful future, Christopher?
That's a lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lie. Don't believe the lie. Yeah. But it happened. Yes, it did. And now what?
Yeah.
Get up. Do something about it better.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to hear your story. Somebody needs to know they can make it just like you have. You've survived this long.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. On this platform, we talk about 3 words, and I'm going to give you those 3 words. I want you to choose which one stands out the most to you and tell us why. Those words are healing, empowerment, and transformation. Which one of those words stands out the most to you, Christopher, and tell us why?
All but the number one that turns out to me the most is empowerment.
Okay.
I'm empowered because now that I'm healing and transforming, that empowerment within, now I have to roar it to be empowerment to another. Because I'm selfless, not selfish.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. Listen, thank you so much for taking time out tonight.
Thank you.
And coming in and talking to us about your new projects. I've told about the books being available on major platforms, but tell us what your social media handles are so that people can contact you on social media.
Yes, I am Christopher D. Jackson Elder on Facebook. And I have like 5 different pages you'll be connected to. They're working on my TikTok and everything now. Like I said, by the end of the weekend, we'll have the website with every social media platform on it. We're going to do some TikTok stuff. We're going to do X. We're going to take everything a little bit bigger and broader. So, but Christopher D. Jackson is going to say / and Elder, and I'm all over the social media stuff.
All right. Amazing. Amazing. Again, thank you so much for being with us tonight, Christopher. Look forward to talking to you again tonight. And I want to publicly
Yes.
thank you for sowing a seed into the ministry and helping towards our Keeping It All Together conference. Thank you so much for pouring into the conference, and look forward to
Yes,
seeing
ma'am.
you in the future. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Opportunity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, thank you guys for tuning in tonight to another amazing episode of the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show. Make sure that you tune in on next Thursday night. We are going to have more amazing, amazing, powerful testimonies of guests here on the show. If you want to be a guest on the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show, make sure that you go to my Facebook page, Stephanie M. Seaton, and there is a form for you to fill out if you have interest in being on the platform and sharing your testimony to inspire someone of what the Lord is doing in your life. So, again, thank you so much for tuning in to the Stephanie M. Seaton Sunday Show. We'll be back again on next Thursday night at 7:30. So make sure to tune in next Thursday night at 7:30. Well, we will be here live again with another episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Y'all have a great night.
Every Sunday, Greater Covenant Cathedral was filled with people, music, power, and expectation. The services were polished. The choir knew when to sing. The congregation knew when to stand. Somewhere between honor and idolatry, the pulpit became a throne. Offerings were pressured. Titles were rewarded. Questions were called rebellion. The members knew their bishop's expectations, but many had never learned how to recognize the voice of Christ. But when truth entered the sanctuary, the music could no longer tell the people how to feel. Now he must choose between protecting his position and surrendering his life to Christ. A redemptive Christian novel about church hurt, inherited religion, spiritual manipulation, accountability, discipleship, and genuine repentance. When honor becomes idolatry, loyalty becomes bondage, and the pulpit becomes a throne, who will point the people back to Christ, pastor religion? When the pulpit became a throne, a novel by Stephanie M. Seaton. Coming September 1st, 2026.